good, my people? We are back again for another one on this here Mystelics channel.
Damn,
Welcome to our Mystelics vlog. Welcome back once again, guys. By the way, guys, I actually have to change the channel name because they say that Mystelics is branded. My name is pretty much branded, guys, so I have to change the channel and put Mystelics vlogs instead of just Mystelics alone. I can't just have Mystelics by itself, so I have to change that up right there and then, guys. That's interesting considering that I am Mystelics. Anyways, guys, if you do enjoy the video when the video is over, guys, definitely give this video a thumbs up, and guys, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can get all the videos as they come through right there and then. Now, guys, with all that said, I know I mentioned some time back, especially last week. That was just last week, guys, when I was talking about Facebook and all the things involved in Facebook, and they trying to take over your privacy policy and all this kind of something. They're putting all kind of information and going into your business. It's not their freaking business, and they're trying to see what you're doing on different apps, and then they're selling it to other people. I sent 2 videos out actually on this whole situation for the whole week of last week, even on the vlogs, guys, as well as the reaction channel as well. I put this out there showing you guys how to turn off the Facebook activity, everything involving the off Facebook activities, guys. I taught you guys how to turn off the stuff. I showcased the video and everything, guys, but we are seeing that there is this thing right there, guys. So even if you were to turn off the off Facebook activities, and Mr. Family actually made this known to me, guys, stating he went to do what I told him to do on the Facebook thing, and this is what he pointed out to me right there. We'll still receive activity from the businesses and organizations you visit. It may be used for measurement purposes and to make improvements to our ad systems, but it will be disconnected from your account. But they will still receive activities from your off Facebook activities. This is why the next step would have to be you guys removing yourselves from Google Chrome. Yes, guys, you have to remove yourself from Google Chrome and go to another browser that is entitled Brave. If you type in the Brave browser, you can get this stuff. They pretty much limit the content of cookies going out to advertisers and all those kind of people there from your involvement, from what you do over the internet. So this is what I tend to use my Facebook on the Brave browser instead of having it on the Chrome browser or Safari or this kind of things there. Guys, we have to try to boy, man, have to try to dodge all kind of things, especially when you don't know, because they say ignorance is bliss. Especially when you don't know, guys, man have to be trying their best to see how they can protect their own selves and their privacy on the internet. So this browser, the Brave browser, actually limits outside people from always getting your cookies or trying to push ads on you or this kind of things there. They kill the cookies. And not too long ago, guys, I mentioned this very thing right there, I said not too long after they're gonna be removing this stuff, but they did not remove it. They actually left it, and even if you turn off the thing, they can still view, they can still view the businesses and some of the activities that they're actually doing. I guess pretty much the best way for you to do that is for you to sign out every time you use Facebook. But then again, it's still on your phones though. Guys, I don't know if you guys remember when they actually had the Facebook update and everybody was leaving Facebook Messenger. But they have found a way to incorporate the whole thing into Facebook itself, so they can continue their agenda right there. But I tell you, that man is and I'm sure some of you guys forget that when people say, oh, Facebook Messenger is gonna be reviewing all kind of things in your phones and everything like that. Well, apparently they have done it, but they've done it in a more interesting or spyish way, man. Guys, where can we go? Guys, imagine I wrote a song back in 2010, I believe it is 2009, 2010, 2011, one of them years there. I wrote a song, and in that song I was asking the question, where can we go with all the kinds of things taking place all around us, guys? Where can we really go? You would say, oh, just leave social media alone, but social media now is a part of our lives. Even businesses right now are on social media, where you have to actually have a social media. Even going to the embassy, they need to actually have your Facebook information. That's what I heard based off that was a number of things back in 2019. Yes, 2019. They actually had that whole situation saying, okay, for you to go and apply for your visa and everything, they need to also have your Facebook information. So the whole world is integrating apparently into some kind of thing. Anyways, guys, with all that said, the Rona is taking root yet again, guys. But it's interesting to find out, for example, this area that we're seeing right there in Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua and Barbuda apparently has 177 active, recovered cases, 234 confirmed cases, and active cases being that of 51. I think the last time I brought this up, they had 37 or around there. They actually had that. So it's increasing right there in Antigua, guys. And of course, this is a shocker part right there. St. Lucia, guys, the active cases Now the total, the total cases 1,411. The active cases is 769. Recoveries are 626. And of course, new cases that they just found. I think that was as one day. They received 216 cases in one day. In one day, I believe it is, if I read this thing correctly. In one day, they got 216 cases. Boy, hey. But the problem here is, guys, a number of these individuals are actually asymptomatic. A lot of them, over 95% of the individuals, only knew that they have the Rona when they got tested and they had to do the PCR test and everything like that. That is how they ended up knowing that they actually had the Rona. Now, guys, I have a lot of things to say on this regard, especially considering maybe that the tests themselves might be fake. Also, in accordance to what is factual, they stated at least 1% of this entire thing that we are getting there will receive. And mark you guys, they made the statistics based off the entire world, stating that at least 1% would receive false positives right there. Now, guys, I also saw this right there from the very maker of the PCR test. And this is what he had to say right there, guys. He said it, anyone can test positive for practically anything with a PCR test. Remember, guys, they were doing tests back in the days. That's why Australia had to stop this, the Rona solution, so to speak. They had to stop it because individuals were getting false positives for HIV. The same PCR tests. This is why the founder studied this thing right there, Anyone can test positive for practically anything with a PCR test. That just depends on how long it has been run for. That is, of course, the amplification of cycles. I mentioned that some time back, guys, stating that the normal cycle agreed upon doctors, nurses, scientists all across the world, stating that 35 cycles is the okay cycle. But the PCR test that they're using to detect this whole Rona situation is 45 cycles. Then people say anything above 35 cycles is absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, this individual, the founder, the creator, I should say, of the PCR test stated, anyone can test positive for practically anything with what a PCR test, guys. Anything, guys. Anything, not something. Anything can be tested and get positive with a PCR test if you run it long enough. With a PCR test, guys, if you do it well, you can find almost anything in anybody. It doesn't tell you that you're sick. It cannot tell you that you're sick. So what are they doing with the individuals who have deemed asymptomatic, asymptomatic, yet still they are trying to hospitalize them or segregate them from people or push them apart and all this kind of thing? That making sense to you? And they're talking about spreading and whatnot, guys. The PCR test based off what is happening right now is 45 cycles, guys. And guys, they tell you why there's so much asymptomatic people or people without any symptoms right there. The founder, the creator of the PCR test, are they? The creator. So if the creator tells you should not be labeled as sick or ill, and yet still, if you have given this thing, they put in your hospital and you have to pay money for it to stay inside there. If the founder of the PCR test telling you these things, guys, what does that tell you about what is happening with the world, man? Logically, let's logically think about this thing. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts, man? Leave that, of course, in the comment box below. Now, guys, I forgot to mention this very situation involving the weather right there and then. I think it trickled down into today and tomorrow. But, guys, I will still post it up for you guys, just for you guys to be aware of the situation right there. This is what is taking place with the weather.
This is a weather alert from the Dominica Meteorological Service on strong winds and rough seas expected during the weekend into early next week, issued by the Dominica Meteorological Service. Strong winds and life-threatening hazardous sea conditions are forecasted to affect Dominica from Saturday 30th January up to about Wednesday February 3rd, 2021. A small craft warning and a high surf advisory will be issued. Residents are advised to secure loose objects which could become dangerous flying objects in strong winds of up to 30 miles per hour or 50 kilometers per hour by Sunday into Wednesday with brisk passing showers. Drivers and pedestrians should exercise caution on the roads. Boat owners, businesses, and homeowners along the coast are advised to take the necessary precautions. Strong and small branches, fallen bananas and plantain trees, rotten trees, and trees with weak root systems. Swells of 10 to 12 feet with onshore breaking wave action will pose a danger to persons living or traversing coastal areas. Small craft operators are advised to monitor for securing vessels to higher grounds. Beachgoers are advised to avoid swimming, as breaking wave action could be very dangerous and result in very dangerous conditions. Coastal flooding from seas splashing on low-lying coastal areas and roads are possible. Please continue to monitor and to take the necessary precautions to protect life and property.
Guys, please be mindful of that right there. And then talking about the weather, guys, in New York right now, man, they had to shut down they had to shut down New York, you know. Yes, guys, they shut down New York, man. You can literally read this for yourself. They shut down New York as a result of this entire snowstorm, snowy weather, snow day, whatever you want to call it, guys. This is what it looks like in New York right now. I see my partner riding a bike. My brother, boy, I have to be careful in that place. Boy, a bike, not a vehicle, you know, two-wheel. That means if you slide, you definitely fall in, no doubt about it. On that ice there, especially if there's black ice, guys. Ooh, that is a zombie right there. Black ice, ooh, they should call it white ice, man. That is a zombie right there, guys. But be careful out there, okay, my people. You want to ride your bike? Go and ride your bike. But let me tell you something. Be careful out there in that snow, especially in the kind of conditions there. The people have to literally shut down New York. Even though some people decide they go on an ice skate. My own girl tell me she go on an ice skate, papa. Skiing, not ice skate. No, she go down do skiing, papa. So I hopefully she sent me them videos for me to see. She go on ski. You know, them kind of conditions there. Hey, people lost time something, we boy. Anyways, guys, with that said, talking about the very bike situation. This took place in Pichelin over the weekend. Right there and then, guys. And of course, the individual involved in this, guys, I heard he did not make it, unfortunately. So sympathies goes out to his family and friends right there, man.
What bike impact is that? Oui. Who was riding that?
Twin way.
Huh?
Yeah, none. Twin.
One of the twin?
Yeah. Hospital way. I don't know.
Guys, what is life, man? What is life? Life is a vapor, man. I am betting you that this brother never thought that he would get to see 2021 and make it, but then he will not get to see February of 2021. So like I said before, sympathies to his family and friends. It's just a sad situation. Talking about a very sad situation as well. But this is a particular predicament that took place over the weekend as well. As you can see, guys, you see this car right there, guys. This car ended up in an accident with another bike, but it's not the motorbike, guys, an actual bike. And this is the remainders of the pieces of the bike after the bike connected to this car right there. This is even his shoes, guys. His shoes is right there. And the bike is completely shattered, guys. I have the actual video of the individual on the ground. I'm not going to show this stuff right there. And I'm getting flagged by YouTube. Fire about that. But guys, this individual, of course, he was dazed and everything. I didn't hear anything crazy happen to him as in he passing away or nothing like that. But let's pray for this individual right there. I think he's a public servant, a police officer, I believe he is. I'm not sure. But let's pray for this individual right there involved in this thing. I was going to show his face, but I leaving that out. And I seen the vehicle, guys. I'm seeing the car with the dent in it, which means that this individual had to have some type of speed. Somebody had to have speed, man. Because that bike is not a motorbike that they know. A bicycle that dent the car like that. It dent it. And the kind of distance this boy, the kind of distance the brother flew. There's the grace and the mercy of the Most High Jah. Sometimes God gives and he takes away. And that brother on that bicycle there, he got another chance, man. So never take life for granted, my people. Never ever take life for granted. Anyways, guys, talk about taking things for granted. Apparently, we have another situation involving the electoral reform in Dominica, guys. And of course, there is this article right there. You can pretty much read it and slow it down for yourself. This was actually written on the 30th of January, guys. That was 2 days ago. Of course, guys, we are in February right now. This is the individual right there, guys. This individual is actually an attorney at law, Duncan Stowe. And of course, he's taking his oath from the President Charles Savarin as chairman of the Electoral Commission. Anyways, guys, considering the whole situation right there, the press release, of course, that was written, Sir Dennis, former president of the Caribbean Court of Justice, has been engaged by the government of Dominica to review, among other things, electoral laws, draft electoral amendment bills, and of course submission, written and oral, and conduct research if necessary or required. If necessary or required, I should say. And one of the specifics or specific objectives for which he was assigned, guys, is to review and advise on the provisions for eligibility to vote, including that of which identification card should be used for the purpose of voting, and whether the law ought to also provide for other or additional methods of identification in keeping with the constitutional right to vote. You guys can read the other stuff right there and then. So they're actually trying to do something in this regard. But just like gimmicks happen, guys, we'll have to wait and actually see for ourselves if this actually happens right there. Remember the meetings they used to have with the civil groups and the people in society and whatnot? They had 2 or 3 of them, I believe it is, and absolutely nothing happened as a result of this thing right there. Well, we'll have to see, guys. Just like the airport, guys, we actually waiting to see the international airport, even though they're making a consideration to actually put in a $1.6 million to renovate a VIP lounge in the present. Well, I tell you, boy. But if you not burns, you just accept everything like, yeah, everything okay. But it's not okay, guys. It's kind of confusing, man, when things are not going the way that they actually should. If you get my drift. Anyways, guys, with all that said, this is pretty much all your boy has for this here vlog, man. If you did enjoy, like I stated earlier on in the very beginning of the video, definitely give this video a thumbs up, guys. I would appreciate that right there and then. And also, guys, subscribe and turn on that post notifications. So number of you guys have not subscribed to this here channel, guys, subscribe to this here channel. This is vibrations right there and then, guys, subscribe to the channel right there and then, guys, so you can get all the videos as they come through. So about Mystelics once again, guys, be real. By the way, guys, I actually have the semi-finals for the Calypso 2021 in Dominica, guys. Definitely check the links in the first comment in the comment box below.
Politicians today, they're not there to serve, yet they expect pay that they don't deserve. Most of them are running a ministry to run woman and get a salary. But high good men in high position see so much wrong and never take a stance. Hear this! All of them, there's a bread demand. Big Christmas time, they can give your neighbor a turkey or ham.
Hear this! They got my auntie water, so she went to bed by the neighbor. Hear what the man tell she, we should beg together to ask for water for free. Water, 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 water is life.
Be real, be positive, tell all the dirty rock people and the wicked art people them, stop all the dirty ways. Be real, be positive, and with the most high self as always, guys, definitely stay prayed up.
Damn, say that you good.
Welcome to our Mystelics vlogs.
One day I will blow. Something we gon' show. Wow, this life is a constant uphill battle, but it's also filled with some beautiful moments.